It is now the beginning of July, and this time of year always reminds me of July of 2009, which is when I decided to write my first ebook. And at the time, self-publishing wasn't really big, but I had been looking into ways to get more business as a freelance proofreader, editor, and writer. I was ready to grow my services. I had worked freelance for about a little over a year at that point, maybe a year and a half, and I was ready to do more. And the idea of writing an ebook for me was about having something to sell on my website, because I did end up selling it for a little bit of money, but it was about making money from the ebook. It wasn't sort of that type of self-publishing venture. It was more having a piece of writing work that demonstrated my expertise when it came to writing and editing and proofreading. So when I first was learning about content marketing more in depth at that time, when I first saw that writing an ebook could really help further my online business and the services that I was offering, one of my first reactions was, I should do that, but I can't do that. I had never written a book before. I had never written anything very long form. My college honors thesis, I ended up turning into an ebook, and that was very long, but that was a long time in the past at that point. It was not something I've written recently, and I did that when I was a full-time student. So even though that was a fairly lengthy piece of writing, I hadn't done that as a working post-college adult yet. I hadn't written anything that could be considered a book at that point. So I was like, I need to do this. I think it'll be good for my business. I can't do that. That's what other people do. And I think people reach that point a lot when they have creative ideas, but they don't really have faith in their own abilities, because I know that's exactly what I was struggling with. And it's come up for me in a number of situations. It came up for me when I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I was like, oh, that would be really fun. I can see myself making videos. I like talking a lot. But no, that's what other people do. Other people can make YouTube channels and do that, but not for me. And then, I ended up pushing myself to do it, and here we are. But I think there's a separation that comes into place when we look toward creative pursuits and want to do them, and we look at the people who are doing the things that we want to do and say, oh, they can do that because of X, Y, and Z, but that's not for me. It's an obstacle, it's a challenge, because you really have to get past that and realize that there is no separation, and there's no type of person who writes an ebook or does a YouTube channel who is separate from you. You just have to commit to it and follow through and do it. And so at the time, I was really big on this philosophy or mindset, which I still use. It's not as fresh in my mind anymore. But whenever I found myself saying, oh, I can't do that, or I don't do that, I would make myself do it. I would feel that resistance to doing something because I didn't have faith in my own capabilities and my own abilities. And then I would find a way to do it. I'd come up with a plan and I'd do it. And so that is what happened when I set out at the beginning of July in 2009 to write my first ebook. I was like, I just have to make a plan and do this. The thing with an ebook is that you could spend 5 years on it. You could spend 10 years on it and really be a perfectionist and never feel like it's what you want to put out into the world as a representation of your work. So you have to really set deadlines and just follow through and get it done. On the flip side of that, you don't want to rush a project to completion in a week, and then put out something that you're really not proud of and that didn't have as much thought and attention to detail as it could have if you gave it enough time. So that's where I came up with this 2-month content project plan, which really allows you to finish a manageable, reasonable project in under 3 months. It's between 2 to 3 months, depending on what you're doing. And when I wanted to start this YouTube channel and post videos regularly, I was like, if only there was a plan that I could follow that would help me, get this channel launched in under 3 months. And then I was like, oh, I created that plan, and I've been advising it, and on the platforms that I advise people on ever since. And so I used my own plan to start this channel between March and May of 2019. Again, so here we are. But all right, so what is the plan and how can you use it, which is why I'm bringing it up today. You can use this any time of year. It's just always fresh in my mind in July because it reminds me of July. And when I'm recording it, it is the very beginning of July. So the first thing is that you have to pick a manageable project that you can actually complete in 3 months. The obstacle that you've probably encountered so far would just be that you're not doing it. It's not that it can't be accomplished in 3 months, it's that you are stalling or procrastinating, or again, you're just doubting your own abilities. So that would be the reason why you're not doing it, not because it actually needs a year or longer to complete. So a 25-page ebook is reasonable, maybe a 50-page ebook if you're a reasonable writer. My goal for launching the YouTube channel, that was reasonable. I had 3 videos that I had filmed in that 2 to 3 month period before I started my YouTube channel. So that was manageable. The YouTube channel is kind of a good example of what I was talking about right now, because I don't know if that was that clear. It wasn't that I was incapable of filming 3 YouTube videos and getting my channel launched within 2 to 3 months. I just hadn't done it. I hadn't thought of a plan. I hadn't executed it. I hadn't followed through on all of the ideas that are in my head. So that's why I needed this plan. So that's what this plan is for. It's not for something that actually takes a year or longer. Another example might be, getting a design portfolio done online if you do graphic design, and getting your website started. Those are just different examples of something that actually can be accomplished between 2 to 3 months. You just need a plan to get it done. So pick a reasonable plan. The next thing to do is to set major deadlines within this 2 to 3 month period. So I think I had a month to do my first draft. I had 2 weeks to do edits. I had 2 weeks to do design, and then I gave myself 2 weeks to lead into actual publishing and launching of the ebook. I'm going to put a link to a written version of what I'm talking about in the description box below, because I have this mapped out in an article. So if you want to reference anything that I'm saying, it will be in the article to follow along with. And I talk a lot about, or I've written a lot in the past about creativity and productivity and actually getting things done. So I'll put some other links about how to break down big ideas into a manageable project that you can actually complete. So check out that if you want an article about what I'm talking about. So after you do those rough deadlines, my favorite trick of following through with this plan is to not set daily goals. Instead, you would set weekly goals for what you want to accomplish leading up to your final project launch. What happens when we set daily goals for long-term projects, I've found, is that it's really easy to get behind and not complete your specific work for that day. And then it's really easy to get discouraged and overwhelmed. And if you feel behind, it's harder to catch up. But you almost trick yourself if you set weekly goals instead of daily goals, because instead of feeling behind or feeling like you have to rush or you're overwhelmed, you shift your focus to, I have the rest of the week to finish everything that I need to do. An example of that is if you don't do anything on a daily list on, say, Monday and Tuesday. Say you had work that you planned to do on Monday, you didn't do it. Life stuff happens, right? Same thing happened on Tuesday. Life happened, you didn't get to working on your project. If you had those strict goals for those days, by Wednesday you're feeling like, I'm so behind. I have only Wednesday to Thursday or Wednesday to Sunday to meet my weekly goals. I'm already 2 days behind. I'm a person that gets overwhelmed easily, so I might be exaggerating this. It might not be as dramatic for everyone, but it definitely happens to me. So I avoid that by just having weekly goals that I have to meet by that Sunday. So if you don't do anything for your project on Monday and Tuesday, instead of feeling behind, you feel like, wow, I have Wednesday through Sunday to find time to fit in everything that I need to do to work on this project. So that's really my favorite tip for any writing project or content project plan, any creative thing that you want to do. Don't break it down into things that you want to accomplish each day. Just make sure that you finish what you need to do to stay on track by the end of the week. So, yeah. Just to summarize, I think, because I know this is a little bit all over the place, but pick a reasonable goal to that you know you can accomplish in 2 to 3 months. Set your major deadlines, what the first month looks like and what the second month looks like, pretty much, and what the final 2 weeks to 4 weeks look after that, your kind of big milestones, and then set weekly goals so that you hit those big milestones on time. I really hope that you think about this and how you can implement it for your own project. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, click the red subscribe button below the video. Give this video a like if you'd like to see more videos about how to take all of the creative ideas that you have and actually turn them into work that you can be proud of. And yeah, did I say turn notifications on? Turn notifications on, because then you get a little hello from me every time I upload something new for you. And I will talk with you soon.